Vampire Hunter D 1985, an in-depth analysis of themes, symbols, characters, and legacy. Welcome back, vampire enthusiasts, to another riveting exploration of a beloved classic. Today, we are casting a spotlight on Vampire Hunter D 1985, the original anime adaptation of Hideyuki Kikuchi's legendary novel, which laid the groundwork for the Dhampir saga. Often overshadowed by the 2000 sequel, this earlier installment deserves recognition for its innovative storytelling, traditional horror elements, and exploration of deep philosophical and religious themes. Set in 12,090 AD, in a world destroyed by a nuclear holocaust, the movie offers a mesmerizing blend of medieval gothic horror and futuristic science fiction. It stands as a testament to the timeless allure of vampire stories. This discussion will cover key symbols, themes, characters, and the vampiric lore that elevates this film. By the end, you'll see how this anime has earned its legendary status. Themes and symbols in Vampire Hunter D 1985. The Cross, Christianity versus vampires. The cross is ubiquitous in vampire stories, and in Vampire Hunter D, it's no exception. Crosses appear as protective relics, embodying faith and divine power, which vampires find intolerable. In Christian symbolism, the cross represents hope, sacrifice, and salvation. Its presence in the film serves as humanity's weapon against creatures of the night, reinforcing the idea that vampires, as beings of evil, are powerless before divine authority. The cross as a moral divide. The cross also acts as a moral boundary between humans and vampires. Vampires, through their immortality, have forsaken the laws of nature and morality, while humans cling to these symbols as a form of resistance. Vampiric rebellion. Vampires rejecting the cross symbolizes their rejection of humanity and divine order. It reinforces their role as cursed beings who live in defiance of the natural world. Vampires speaking to ancestor portraits. A unique and chilling aspect of Vampire Hunter D 1985 is the vampire's belief that they can commune with their ancestors by speaking to portraits. This bizarre practice highlights their obsession with legacy and immortality, symbol of lineage. Vampires are deeply tied to their ancestral bloodlines, emphasizing their belief in the eternal nature of their kind. Count Dracula's influence. The direct mention of Count Dracula places this story in the grand tradition of Gothic vampire lore. Dracula, as the progenitor of vampires, remains a revered figure in this universe, underlining the lineage-based aristocracy of vampire society. The red full moon, which appears once a month, carries both symbolic and narrative significance in the film. A sacred event. For vampires, the red moon is a time of reverence, but it comes with strict rules. Humans bitten during this time cannot be turned into vampires if they so wish. This oddity highlights the rigid traditions that even these unholy creatures follow, symbol of transformation and violence. The red moon's bloody hue serves as a metaphor for death, destruction, and the cyclical nature of violence that defines both vampires and humans in this post-apocalyptic world. The Hierros Gamos sacred marriage. The concept of the Hierros Gamos, or sacred marriage, plays a pivotal role in the narrative, particularly in Count Magnus Lee's attempt to take Doris Lang as his bride. Dominance over humanity. The marriage is less about love and more about domination, with Count Magnus Lee asserting his superiority over humans by claiming Doris. Union of mortality and immortality. The sacred marriage symbolizes the merging of mortal and immortal realms, but in this context, it's presented as a twisted, parasitic relationship. Doris's resistance. Doris's fight against this forced union is a testament to human resilience and the refusal to surrender to despair. Candle Time-Bewitching Incense. This rare relic, capable of weakening vampires and those with vampire blood, reflects humanity's ingenuity in the fight against their oppressors. A symbol of defiance, the candle time-bewitching incense is a metaphor for humanity's ability to adapt and resist, even against seemingly insurmountable odds. Narrative utility. Its inclusion in the story adds tension and stakes, showing that vampires, despite their power, are not invincible. Summary of Vampire Hunter D 1985. The movie is set in a post-apocalyptic future where Earth has regressed into a medieval-like society, blending advanced technology with ancient traditions. The story follows Dee, a mysterious dhampir hired by Doris Lang, a young woman bitten by the powerful vampire lord Count Magnus Lee. Doris seeks Dee's help to protect her from becoming Magnus's bride and to ensure her brother, Dan, stays safe. Throughout the narrative, Dee faces numerous foes, including Magnus's daughter Larmica, her servant Reginse, and the corrupt human Greco-Roman. As Dee battles these adversaries, the movie delves into themes of humanity, identity, and the eternal struggle between light and darkness. Presentation of protagonists: Doris Lang, role: a young farm girl and the central victim of Count Magnus Lee's obsession. Significance: Doris represents human determination and vulnerability, as she fights to escape her cursed fate while protecting her younger brother. Count Magnus Lee, role: a 10,000-year-old vampire lord who exudes power and arrogance. Traits: Magnus embodies the nobles' superiority complex and their adherence to ancient traditions. Dan Lang, role: Doris's younger brother, whose innocence and bravery add emotional depth to the story. Greco-Roman, role: the mayor's abusive son, who uses his position to exploit women and further his own agenda. Significance: Greco serves as a reminder of humanity's darker side, contrasting with characters like Doris and Dan. Larmica, role: Magnus Lee's daughter, who shares his disdain for humans but has a more conflicted nature. Significance: Larmica's character reflects the complexities of vampire nobility. Dee, role: the titular vampire hunter, a dhampir with unmatched combat skills and a mysterious past. Powers: superhuman strength and agility. A magical left hand, which serves as his secret weapon. His dhampir nature grants him immunity to many vampire weaknesses while giving him a vampire's powers. Character arc: Dee's internal conflict as a half-vampire striving to protect humanity adds depth to his stoic demeanor. The nobility of vampires: the film's vampires are aristocrats, bound by traditions and a sense of superiority. Count Magnus Lee and Larmica exemplify this, with their haughty demeanor and rigid adherence to rules. True power of nobles. Ancient vampires like Magnus Lee possessed near godlike abilities, making them formidable foes even for a dhampir like Dee. Overview and conclusion: Vampire Hunter D 1985 is a rich tapestry of gothic horror, futuristic sci-fi and timeless themes. Its exploration of faith, tradition, and identity makes it much more than a simple vampire story. The characters, from the stoic Dee to the tragic Doris Lang and the tyrannical Magnus Lee, are unforgettable, each contributing to a narrative that is both haunting and poignant. In the end, the film is a meditation on humanity's resilience, the corrupting nature of power, and the eternal battle between light and darkness. It's a must-watch for fans of vampire lore, post-apocalyptic tales, and gothic fantasy. A true masterpiece that continues to inspire audiences decades after its release.